Hey guys, welcome back to Teal House Farm. It's Tuesday, and usually that means a recipe from the canning pantry, but this week is special because today when I'm filming this, it's actually Sam's birthday, and he has requested his favorite casserole for his birthday dinner, and I really wanted to share this recipe with you. It's a really simple recipe. It makes a lot for a crowd. Again, we're feeding a family of 8. But it's really easy to put together. It's always delicious. And so I thought, instead of doing a canning pantry video today, I'm going to share with you the recipe for chicken poppyseed casserole. And if you want to try it with your families, you can. It's really simple, like I said, to put together. And today I'm going to make it, as they say, exactly as Mama would make it. Like, we're not going to use any of our dupes. Like, this is going to use cream of chicken soup, and I went and bought the expensive Campbell's cream of chicken soup instead of using our homemade dried variety. I'm going to make it exactly how he remembers it from growing up in his childhood because it's his favorite food. But just know that if you're wanting to cut down the expense on some of this, because this is a little bit more expensive to put together when you're using some of the name brand items like the chicken soup, or we're going to use some Ritz crackers, like you can definitely use off-brands or homemade copycats to make this. But we're going to make sure it tastes exactly like he remembers it growing up by using everything that they would have used. So I do not make a lot of casseroles. You guys probably most of you have been watching us for a long time, and you know that most of our cooking is very like, it's from scratch, and I don't know what you call it, called like separated cooking or simple cooking. I just don't make a lot of casseroles, and the main reason is that I find that casseroles have a lot of ingredients, which makes them expensive. And then when you serve a casserole, you still feel like, you look at it and you're like, oh, I feel like I need a side. So even though you have something that's got meat and vegetable and protein, at least in America, we're not typically one bowl meal, especially at dinner time. And so you end up making a casserole, which was kind of expensive because it's got a whole dinner in a pot, but then you also make sides to go with it. And so it gets really expensive. Also, I find that when you make simple meals, like having your meat and your veg and your starches and stuff separate, it allows you to use the leftovers in creative ways. Whereas casseroles, your really only choice is to reheat the casserole, which this one actually reheats pretty well, but a lot of casseroles can get kind of weird and soggy. So we tend to kind of shy away from casseroles, but this is one that is a favorite, and it is really good. So we're going to share it with you. Okay, here's what we need. So we have a whole bunch of shredded chicken. We're going to need sour cream. We're going to need some butter. You need 1 can of cream of chicken soup. I took out 2 because I might end up doubling this recipe. It's been a while since I've made it. I want to make sure it makes enough for everybody, even though I'm pretty sure one recipe will, but we'll see that together. You're going to need some Ritz crackers, the original, don't get any fancy flavors, and some poppy seeds. You are also either going to need water, or you can make it a little extra tasty. This is the reserved broth grease from when I made the shredded chicken, so we're going to use that. When it comes to making a whole bunch of shredded chicken, so something that you can do, you could just buy a rotisserie chicken and shred it. You could use canned chicken if you wanted to. What I did is I went to the store and I bought a package of chicken breasts and a package of chicken thighs, because the white meat's really expensive, right? I put it all in a crock pot. I bought as much as I could fit in one crock pot. And then I added a pint of chicken broth, and I cooked it on low for 6 hours. After 6 hours, I let it cool off for about 30 minutes because it's going to be super hot and you don't want to burn your fingers. And then I drained all of the liquid out of the crock pot, which is what's in here. And then I shredded the chicken. Easiest way to shred the chicken is just with a hand mixer, or you can just use 2 forks, however you want to do it. And then I just put it all in this bin, and I put it in the fridge because I didn't do it right this second. I wanted to do it ahead of time and save. And the reason I made way more than we need. This is a lot of shredded chicken, right? But if you're going to put the effort into making shredded chicken, like, make a lot, and especially you're going to use the effort of, cook it in the crock pot. I just loaded that crock pot up, and then I'll be able to freeze the extra in small packets, and then we'll have extra shredded chicken anytime we want, tacos, or if I want to throw it on a salad or make a quick chicken sandwich. It's just ready in the fridge, and I can pull out a few pieces. So however you want to make the shredded chicken is fine. I do find that if you do a mixture of white and dark meat, I feel like it gives the casserole more flavor and it is less dry. So I would throw some dark meat in there if you can. Plus the dark meat's cheaper, so it's kind of a bonus. let's go ahead. We're going to get out a 9x13 pan. And if you've been watching, I finally have a 9x13 pan back. So I'm actually going to use a legitimately sized 9x13 pan, not a makeshift something or other because I can't find it. But we're going to take out the 9x13 pan and we're going to start layering up our casserole. It's real simple. Let's move everything out of the way and get our 9x13 pan out. And we're going to get a stick of butter just to grease the bottom of the pan. You could obviously use lard or bacon grease or spray, whatever. I just have this butter out already to make the recipe, so we'll use that. We're going to cover the bottom of the pan in shredded chicken, somewhere between 3 to 4 cups. And then we're going to open up 1 can of our cream of chicken soup. And we're going to dump that into a bowl. I always forget, you can't really dump that, you got to scoop it out. And then we're going to add 1 cup of sour cream. I love these squeezable sour cream containers, by the way. They make life so much easier with kids. Mix it together really good. You'll get a nice looking mixture there. And then we're going to spread that on top of our chicken. Do your best to spread it around evenly and cover all corners of your pan. And use all of it. This is the good stuff. You want to get every little bit out. All right, next up we need our Ritz crackers. We're going to use 1 sleeve. And we're gonna put them in one of our silicone Ziploc bags here, and we're gonna smash them into cracker crumbs. You could use a food processor too if you want to. I just like to smash them with my hand, it's fast. And then we're going to get out butter. We're gonna need about half a stick of butter. We're gonna stick it in this cup, melt it in the microwave real quick. And while that's melting, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons worth of poppy seeds to our bag. Then we're gonna take out our melted butter, pour it right in the bag, zip it up, and give it a real good shake to work everything together. And then we're gonna dump that on top of our casserole. Spread it around nice and even. And then we're going to add probably between 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of the reserved liquid. And if you don't have reserved liquid, just use water. Then in the oven, uncovered on 350. And we're gonna let it bake for 30 minutes. We're gonna package up the leftover shredded chicken, put it in the freezer, and then also freeze the rest of this grease broth for making gravy with. After 30 minutes, our chicken is ready, and you can tell because there's no water left on the bottom and it's nice and sizzly. Okay, here we have it. Sam requested, I do requests when it's somebody's birthday, they get to request a birthday spread, so here's what he wanted. He wanted chicken poppyseed casserole, which we made together here. Then he wanted a variety cheesecake for dessert, so I picked that up at the store. Then he wanted, we call it green stuff. I think the technical term is ambrosia salad. It's got marshmallows, pineapple, Cool Whip, and pistachio, instant pistachio pudding in it. And he wanted green beans with bacon. And everybody's pretty excited about this dinner, not just Daddy. So let's get it on some plates so we can eat dinner.
Dear God, thank you for this food and Daddy's birthday. Oh, and thank you for the green stuff, Mommy. Amen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daddy. 8, are you 9? Are you 10? Are you 11? Are you 12?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're gonna have some cheesecake now, make some decaf. There are no leftovers though, I'm sorry, of the casserole. We ate it all. So I guess next time we need to make a double batch so you can have leftovers.
That's all good.
It was good.
It was delicious.
Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.